Dragon Riders, Kaze no Kaeru, by Night Dragon Zero. Later that day, I was seated on a cliff overlooking the sea in an utterly depressed mood. There I went again. Damn it, will I ever be free of this? I hung my head low. No matter how hard I try, I just can't seem to get away. Chris, despite all you've been through, you're lucky, you know? He just won't leave me alone. Why me? Of all the Pokemon in the world, why me? I never asked for any of this. What did I do to deserve this? I couldn't sit still any longer. God damn it! Answer me! I sprang to my feet and screamed into empty air. Now someone's had a bad day. I started, looking around for the source of the voice. It was in human speech. Sir, I cleared my throat. Who are you? Show yourself! After spending so long in silence, my speaking abilities had rapidly begun to deteriorate. I'm not the one you'll see with your eyes alone, son of Kaiser, the gentle female voice continued. I paused and reached out with my mind. Indeed, I could sense her aura, not that of any ordinary being, but something more, closer to what I felt around Alagard. Indeed, I am what you think. You desire something, so come to my chamber where we can talk. I searched around and found a set of steps carved into the cliff face that I hadn't noticed before. I followed them downwards, flying into a cavern just at sea level. Fortunately, the tide was out, or the cave would have flooded. My eyes were built for darkness, and they adjusted quickly to the dim lighting conditions. As I walked, the only sounds were that of my feet splashing in the puddles and my own shallow breathing. I rounded a corner, which severely cut off the amount of sunlight that was streaming in through the entrance. Then I saw her. At first, it seemed like an indescribable mass of mist and light. Then a shape slowly begun to take form. The shimmering form of a Ninetales gracefully stepped forward, swaying her tails behind in a smoothing motion. The pinkish light emitted from her body gave off the feeling of peaceful tranquility. Well met, my lord. I am the spirit of Euphoria. You are you a Knight of Kaiser? I asked, struggling not to get my tongue tangled. Indeed. I have remained bound here, awaiting your arrival. Don't seem like the type that would serve him. Times change, many of us. She closed her eyes. Nevertheless, I remain duty-bound. Then forget it, I snapped, actually getting all my words right. I may be the chosen one, but I will not follow the prophecy, even if I have to live eternity in denial. Kaiser will not rise again. I turned to walk away, but a will-o-wisp flashed in front of my face. No one said you had to, she said. I have nothing to discuss with you, I growled stubbornly, heading for the exit. Please, hear me out, my lord. I took a few more steps before I paused and reconsidered. Perhaps I do. I turned around. Maybe you can answer some of my questions. As you wish, my lord. Am I truly immortal? I went directly to the point. That depends on your point of view, Euphoria replied after a short pause. What do you mean? Kaiser's spirit will heal any wound that would have otherwise proved fatal. This even includes incineration, in which the flesh will reform itself. Though it had no effect on other forms of injury, it does enhance the physical healing process. I pretty much figured that part out. But his spirit is also the lifeblood of your survival. Separated from it, you'll evaporate, disappear as if you never were. The only weapon capable of doing that is one of her assault's sacred skills. Those are out of the question, I spoke immediately. Even possessing those very skills, Firestorm would never willingly strike me down, much less try to kill me. Oh, and there is one other way I know of, she grinned. What? The Ninetales leapt up beside me and put a ghostly paw on my shoulder. That's through decapitation. Great, I muttered, not exactly thrilled. But there is the little side effect to that. Side effect? Won't I already be dead? Not really. You see, your mind and heart must function as one. She tapped her head and chest for emphasis. When separated, your body is meant to die. However, your mind can't, because Kaiser's spirit won't let you. Could you explain that in simple words? I regretted that sentence the instant the words were out of my mouth. Basically, you'll be conscious the whole time, head lying off all alone in some desolate place. You'll try to scream, but your vocal cords will have been cut. Then maggots and other crawlers will start creeping in through your ears and nose. They'll slowly begin eating your brains from the inside out. Then, as all senses fade away, they start going for the raw flesh, and you'll feel every moment of it. I bolted round the corner and promptly lost my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Did you have to describe it so explicitly? I coughed, swallowing back bile. I'm sorry, she suppressed a laugh. But it's only been a few thousand years since I've had a body. Anyway, I'm sure death would not be your ideal means of escape. She'd read me pretty well. I had one last thing to ask. Taking a deep breath, I prepared to be disappointed. Yes, as long as I'm in this body, I tapped a claw against my chest. As long as I'm a Scyther, a Pokemon, I realize I'll never be able to escape from this situation. So, my powers function as long as I'm a Pokemon, but humans had different origins from us and such. The forbidden powers would be sealed away, she finished, although lying dormant within. This is what you felt I deserved earlier on, I believe, I continued, heart pounding. That I wished to become human. Euphoria was silent for a while, then she chuckled. You know, in all my years of lingering around as a spirit, I've heard of humans wanting to become Pokemon, but almost never the reverse. Can you do it? I queried seriously. The spectral Ninetales immediately stopped giggling, realizing that I was dead serious. She nodded slowly. Even if I do not agree with your decision, I am obliged to fulfill your wish, my lord, she said. So you desire for me to make you a human? Yes, I said. Is that your final decision? She asked, with a slight hint of humor in her voice. Yes, it is, I replied immediately. So be it then.